beautiful souls. Welcome back to the show. I hope you are enjoying this beautiful, beautiful day. It is gorgeous here where I am, so I am wishing the same wherever you guys are right now. I am just so glad you are here. Today, we are gonna be diving deep into the mind games of narcissists, okay? Not just the obvious manipulation, but the subtle control tactics, the emotional baiting, the gaslighting, and most importantly, how they flip the script onto you. All right, so if this sounds up your alley or something that intrigues you, then keep watching. Because let's be honest, this isn't about just surviving anymore. This is about reclaiming your energy, your power, your peace on your terms. This episode isn't for entertainment, okay? This is real talk about real people navigating a relationship, romantic or not, with someone who displays narcissistic behavior, all right? Maybe it's your partner, maybe it's a parent, a boss, or even that friend who always makes you feel like you're the problem. You know what I mean? Narcissists operate in patterns, and once you recognize the pattern, okay, you can stop dancing to their rhythm. That's the key. And also, I just want to preface that I do not have a PhD in anything right now, all right, but I am studying to get my bachelor honors in mental health, and then I'm gonna get my master's. So I am studying, okay? So I've already done 2 years in school so far, and I've had a 5.0 GPA, okay? So what can I say? I know what I mean, and I mean what I say. Honestly, I have a PhD in life. I've done a lot through my years of life. I will not say how old I am because I have to keep that a secret now. I really have studied a lot about narcissism because I was in a relationship with a narcissist. So I know a lot because I did my own studying, and then also I learned more in school. So I have a lot of knowledge when it comes to this. So what is narcissistic personality disorder, you might ask? So let's start here. Narcissistic personality disorder, otherwise known as NPD, is a clinically recognized mental health condition, right? But here's the twist. Not everybody that acts narcissistically has NPD, okay? And not all narcissism, there's a bug, is inherently toxic. Sorry. There's, who am I saying sorry to? I honestly say sorry way too much. That's something I have to work on. Sorry, guys. Again, oh my god, I can't. Sorry, not sorry. But there's actually such a thing called healthy narcissism, all right? And it's actually the kind of confidence, self-confidence, and self-worth that we all need to thrive. So it's actually a good thing to have healthy narcissism. But today, we are going to be focusing on the toxic narcissism, right? So this is the kind that leaves you feeling confused and depleted and like you're constantly trying to prove your worth. Some traits that you might recognize that a narcissist has would be grandiosity, all right? So they believe that they are superior to others. They have a superiority complex. All right, and they also have a deep need for admiration or attention. Any type of attention. It could be good attention or bad attention. As long as they're getting it, they are content. It is called supply. I'll talk about that later. So they have also lack of empathy, manipulative or controlling behavior, a fragile self-esteem, but it is masked by arrogance. And we also will talk about that. It's an interesting psychological fact for you guys. So narcissists often manage their insecurity through a defense mechanism called projecting. So that means that they will accuse you of the very things that they are doing or ashamed of, okay? So have you ever been called dramatic or selfish or unstable by someone who actually was? That is projection, okay? If they accuse you of cheating They probably already are. It's the hard truth, but I had to find that out the hard way. So I want to let you guys know so you can learn from my mistakes. You know, it's never about what you're doing, okay? It's about avoiding accountability. That's what it comes down to, all right? And the easiest way to dodge blame, make you feel like the villain. And this is what they do. And I'm telling you, it makes the victim feel honestly crazy. Like absolutely insane bonkers. Because that's what happened to me. It's wild. But if you are in this situation, I want to let you know that there is better out there for you. You do not have to deal with this. You do not have to deal with below the bare minimum and someone treating you like crap. All right? You deserve something better. Narcissists basically play a game with everybody that they interact with, okay? And the thing is that you aren't going to be able to beat their game or win their game, okay? But you can outsmart it. There's some loopholes around this, all right? And I'm going to share. Here's the brutal truth, all right? Trying to win on a narcissist's terms is a trap, all right? They set up lose-lose situations, okay? Where the only way you win is by abandoning yourself or your boundaries, your needs, your truth, all right? The more you react, the more you give them, okay? And that's exactly what they want. They want a reaction out of you. That's how they get their supply, and that's what it is. It's their energy that keeps them going. It's called narcissistic supply. So essentially what narcissistic supply is, your emotional reactions, whether it's anger, fear, sadness, or confusion, this is what they feed off of, all right? Your energy becomes their currency. The more you react, the more power they feel. That's how they keep you hooked, through chaos, guilt, and emotional highs and lows. Anybody wants me to do a video on this, I will. There's a thing called trauma bonding, all right? And this is basically when you become addicted to them. It's essentially like Stockholm syndrome, you know, when the person that is abducted by somebody falls in love with their abductor. It's essentially the same kind of lines along that, but it's all about biology and chemistry and all about your hormones, and it's wild. I'm telling you, I still think about my ex sometimes, and it's been over 4 years since I've been with him. Like, he really fucked me up in my head, but I'm healing. I'm going through therapy, you know, and I'm sharing my wisdom and my, you know, what I went through to help others out there that are going through the same thing feel like they're not alone, all right? Because you're not alone. But here's the thing, all right? The moment you stop reacting, everything starts to shift, okay? Literally, when you go emotionally neutral, no more pleading, no more defending yourself, no more trying to be understood, all right? You starve their ego. You take back your power by refusing to play the game. And that is how you outsmart them, all right? And that silence, that calm, it drives them mad. They need a reaction from you. And that's why they will purposely do little things to annoy you so they get a reaction. But if you stay calm and, you know, don't react in any way at all, they will not expect this. And they will be like, what the hell? You know, usually they react. Usually they do something if I do this, right? But if you don't, then everything shifts, baby, okay? Because nothing terrifies the narcissist more than losing access to the very thing that made them feel important in the first place, right? And that's you. Oh, this is my tip to you. Stay grounded, detach, all right? And observe without engaging. Just watch their behaviors and everything. That is where your healing begins, right? And their illusion ends. You know, that's when you stop playing their malicious, sick game and you take your power back, because that is what you deserve. Let me talk about playing smart. And this does not mean playing nice, all right? There is a difference. This isn't about being fake. It's about being strategic, okay? Protecting your peace doesn't mean being cold. It means being clear. So here's a technique that is basically what I was talking about when you don't give them a reaction. It's called the gray rock technique, okay? So be boring, dry, unemotional, okay? Give nothing. Maybe one word replies if you have to. No reaction at all. You know, you're just basically a gray rock. You're just there, sitting there, just doing nothing. Narcissists thrive on drama. So when you take it away, you're no longer a valuable supply source to them. So they may either discard you, move on to the next, or try to play even more games to see how far it takes to get a reaction out of you. So this can be a dangerous game and really, really painful and hurtful. So I'm just telling you, like, if you don't have to play their game, please don't. But if you are in a situation where you are stuck and you have no other way, like you have to be with the narcissist, then these are the tips that I want you to implement that will help you out, okay? So this is not about being malicious here. This is about if you are stuck, you know, and you are in survival mode, okay? Because that's what I was in, right? And I was looking for tips and tricks, but I didn't have any out there, right? But here's another one. It's called reverse manipulation, okay? Without losing yourself. That's the trick. So basically, you're gonna say things like, "You're right. I must have misunderstood." So let them feel right, okay? It protects your peace. You know, you're not giving in, you are just disengaging. So even though you may just be saying, yeah, you are right, I totally misunderstood, even though you know you don't mean that, like, you know your truth, that's all that matters. As long as you know your truth, then who cares about protecting the peace a little bit, you know what I mean? And just like avoiding an argument, because they can set off like a ticking time bomb, and they, you know, they say things that basically set you up for failure to make them pissed off at you, because they will find any reason to be pissed off at you just so they can get a reaction out of you, because they, like I said, thrive off of that stuff. It's pretty sickening, honestly, but this is how they are, and you know, there's no way to change them. And that's the thing, you can't change a narcissist. As long as they don't want to change themselves, you can't change them. Some narcissists go to therapy and actually get help. So I'm not saying every single narcissist is gonna be this way, but you know, this is what most narcissists are like. So another one is gonna be boundaries with no explanation. So stop justifying your decisions, okay? Narcissists ask why to break you down, right? So try, I'm not available for that, right? That's it. No extra info. You don't have to tell them why. Just say, no, sorry, not available. And you know, that's all you need to say. And you know, they're probably gonna say, well, why are you being evasive? Why are you hiding things from me? Are you cheating? Da, da, da. And this is them trying to start another fight. So it's just a never-ending game with them. And that's how it is. With narcissists, you have to use their ego safely, okay? And this is to your benefit. This is you beating them at their own game, right? So if you want them to follow through with something, you know, frame it around their image. Like, you always handle this so well. I thought you'd be perfect for this job, right? And you know, this is not about flattery. It's about survival at this point, right? And you know your truth, so who cares if they think that they are winning? Let them, all right? Just let them. Like Mel Robbins says, let them. That book is honestly amazing as well. So if you have not read Mel Robbins' Let Them, it will blow your mind. Go and get that. And I'm not sponsored, by the way. But anyways, studies have shown that narcissists respond better to praise than to consequences, all right? If you have to engage, all right, then engage smart, right? But if you don't have to engage, then please don't. Remember. Sorry, I cannot speak today. Emotional detachment is going to be your superpower at this point. So remember that, okay? It is the hardest part, but also the most freeing. So let go of the fantasy that they will change, because they most likely will never change, okay? It's hard to accept that sometimes, because maybe this person has been with you for over 20 years, but you know, you have to stop waiting for the apology, the closure, the acknowledgement. You don't need it to heal. And, you know, who needs a fake apology anyways? Because they are not sorry for hurting you. They are only sorry that you stood up for yourself and they got caught, okay? Honestly, searching for something that will never come is actually a form of self-harm, because deep down you know it's never gonna happen, but you keep searching for it. So it's also cognitive dissonance, right? Oh gosh, this is a hard life if you are dealing with a narcissist, but I'm trying to help out as much as I can in any ways possible. So if you do have any questions about this topic, please let me know in the comments below. All right, so outsmarting a narcissist isn't about revenge, right? It's about peace. It's not about proving your worth. It's about remembering it, okay? So don't let them tear you down, because you are worth more than that. You are, you know, amazing just the way you are. So I want to leave you with this. You are not crazy, all right? You are not too sensitive. You are definitely not alone, okay? You're just waking up to the truth, right? And that's powerful. I want to leave you guys with this quote, okay? So, the less that you respond to drama, the more peaceful your life becomes. So, if you need to make that your affirmation for the week, please say it every day if you have to, right? Let them think that they won, right? Just let them think that. Let them think that they have outsmarted you, right? You don't owe them clarity. You owe yourself peace. And if you can't find that, and you can't find that motivation to give yourself peace, this is the motivation for you. Here is your sign that you deserve a peaceful life, okay? Every little support, every like, every comment, it means the world to me. I look at everything. And you know, if I'm helping at least one person out there, then I'm happy. So if this episode helped you at all right, share it with somebody who has also been there, all right? And remember, healing isn't about being nice. It's about being free, all right? You have to set yourself free. So until next time, everybody, stay grounded and stay wise and stay you. Don't let anybody make you change yourself, all right? Because they make you feel insecure about something. Stay authentically true to who you are, okay? Be genuine. Be yourself. And don't let anybody take that away from you, okay? You were born on this planet to be yourself. So don't try to be anybody else. Don't try to impress anybody else. Don't let anybody take your self-worth away. You are you for a reason, and you are enough just as you are. All right? Anyways, take care, and I will see you all in the next episode. I love you all. Mwah! Have an amazing day.